Early. What's wrong
Hi.
with us?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. We're like a couple of minutes early. I am your host today, Jennifer Smith, and my co-host and host as well, Jean Dunford.
We better wait a couple minutes for them to pick themselves up the floor.
I know. They're like, oh, it's not 6:05.
How can they be on now?
Well, my alarm will go off in just a few minutes to remind me. See, it's reminding me.
Yes, that's Gene calling, wanting to know if I'm awake yet or not. Hey, join us on Wake Up with Toastmasters.
I have a plan to listen in, so I will listen in.
All right, we're on the air live right now.
Oh, okay. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Was our other co-host.
She's gonna listen in. She's
Yeah.
she's off on the road.
Oh, well, good for her. Get up and out this early in the morning.
Uh, her son
Well,
goes to work at the airport at 6 o'clock. So,
oh my goodness, that's
uh,
a long drive. No.
ooh, and guess what?
What?
He's going to be transferring to the military base at Nellis to work.
Oh, so that'll be close.
It'll be a little closer, but it'll be I think a lot more fun to work at Nellis.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are live and we're on, and we posted that we would talk a little bit about why Distinguished Toastmaster, which we usually call DTM. But I heard the other day that you and Jean were like, we're not going to use acronyms. We're going to use the full word, the meaning, so that people understand. And Maria Martinez Rioc, if you're watching, Maria always tells us that as well. Do not just say D115. Do not just say DTM. Just call it, right?
That's
Distinguished
right.
Toastmaster.
That's right.
Which, those who hold that title should be very proud of themselves of holding that title. So we are going to discuss a little bit, and Jean, you're going to help me because you are a distinguished Toastmaster, a little bit about the process, the why, the reason, and the benefits. If that's probably the same thing. And if anybody out there that is watching, also just chime in, and Jean will tell you or tell us what the comments are, at least me, because I can't do both. Jean's pretty skillful with that, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Because now I'm going to be asking him questions and he has to pay attention to some of the questions that I am trying
I'll
to ask.
divide my attention equally between Facebook and you, I guarantee.
Well, thank you. So we have this title, this role that's called Distinguished Toastmasters as Toastmasters International members. And it is a goal. We were just talking about that yesterday at our club growth committee, which this is the reason why we're on, is to grow clubs, to grow members. And we were talking about Distinguished Toastmaster and how many distinguished Toastmasters we have in our district, and why isn't it more, but why aren't we going for it? So one of the big things is that distinguished Toastmasters is one of the highest ranks of through our educational process that you can obtain, and it's after you complete two paths and a project, correct?
That's correct.
We have been online and we've talked about our paths, which is pathways, and it's an educational process to get us to be prepared for speeches and for evaluations, and just learn a little bit about our leaderships, our humors, our coaching. There's, I think, 14 of them, and I can't ever remember. And some seem very, very interesting to go through. But these paths help us with our goal in Toastmasters, goal in our careers, and goal in our lives. Correct?
Yeah, and yes, and I think it would be beneficial to do several paths because I've done four, so
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. I'm on
yeah.
my second, almost done with my second, and my second is yep, My second one is, why can't I remember it?
I did the humorous one first.
Yeah,
I thought I could be a funny guy if I was doing the humorous path. But,
yeah.
and then I've
Well,
done a couple of leadership ones.
yeah, my first one was dynamic leadership, and then my second, oh,
Uh-huh.
presentation mastery, because we're always given presentations. So
Yep, presentation mastery. That was one of my first.
yeah, and but
But you
so
do
now I'm
you.
on. Go ahead.
I was going to say you do the two paths and then your high performance leadership project,
Yeah.
and then you have your DTM project that you work on.
So you have a high performance leadership and then a DTM project?
Yeah, I think that's correct. At
Oh,
least that's the route I went.
okay. All right.
I,
Well, then that's so I have to look at that. But we were talking about the benefits of being a distinguished Toastmasters. Is there anything that you can tell me that has helped you with that role, that title, that going through those steps?
I've learned as much after becoming a DTM as I had learned before. The DTM is you've accomplished a leadership position with Toastmasters as usually as an area director, sometimes as one of the positions on the board. I think there's two or three positions on the board that give you the same experience, but for the most part, you want to be an area director so that you can help other clubs and help members through those clubs with becoming Toastmasters. And that's where a leadership role is actually developed, is to lead the club as the distinguished Toastmaster, as the area director. You are the supervisor. It comes down from Toastmasters to the district to the Toastmaster that is the area director, and then they direct the clubs from there, passing the information along. It was a great chain to work with before email, because
Yeah.
if you can imagine being the district director and having 60 clubs,
Hmm.
that if you wanted to call each club, then you would have to call each club president and tell them what the district is doing,
Hmm.
because we hardly ever get together as a district. I mean, we get together like twice a year as a district and do district business.
Hmm.
But for the most part, if Toastmaster sends down something saying, "Oh, hey, we're going to throw this new path in," then how does that get to the club? Well, it comes through the district, through the division director, through the area director, then to the club. And
Wow.
that was the reason there were several steps in there. I think it's a government thing, like the military. I think they say you can lead six better than you can lead seven. So the most clubs you're supposed to have under you is six as an area
Yeah.
director.
Well, I think that since we are, I think I saw something that Gene Williams, because I did grab onto Facebook. Gene Williams said it's like graduating for, is that how she said it? Graduating college. Yeah, she loved joining the DTM club. It was like graduating college because of the fact that you've done your educationals and now you get to wear your cap and gown and say, I am a distinguished Toastmaster. You have your degree, but now you have your degree. It's now what, right?
Yeah. Now you're working on your doctorate, I think.
Yeah. Now what? Where do I go from here?
That's right.
Which
I,
I
I don't think you ever learn everything, so that's why it's better to work as a team, because you get so much more impact. That's why the division director has four or five area directors that they work with and
yeah.
form a relationship. But I had six because we hadn't separated. Four is generally the number that you get
Yeah.
as a director. So,
Yeah.
but I was fortunate. I had seven clubs in my area, so I had a lot to
Holy
work with.
moly. I don't that is a lot. I tell my sister, she's going to be an area director. She was going, I have to be responsible for these clubs. I said, did you read the description?
Uh-huh.
but but now, and then, as I just said, you have this diploma, and it's now what? What happens after one becomes a distinguished Toastmaster? Do they stop learning? You already said that we
Oh,
don't
no.
stop learning, but where do we go? What do we do after that? Do we teach other people how to become distinguished Toastmasters, or do we get benefits and jobs? What happens?
Well, I think we exemplify what Toastmasters stands for, and I think that's one of the every Toastmaster should exemplify what Toastmaster stands for. I mean, we need to be upfront, above board. We need to be the best we can be at everything we do. And being a distinguished Toastmaster, it doesn't mean that you are at the epitome of Toastmasters. It means that you have accomplished a set of goals that have gotten you to this point, and now you continue on with your learning and your development to become a better DTM.
I like that. And you set that example of becoming a better DTM by providing help, mentorship, correct, with
Sure.
clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You help members. You stay enthusiastic about Toastmasters, and you continue the growth on a new path. And maybe you can do DTM times two, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no limit to the number of distinguished Toastmaster titles you can receive.
You
But
know,
I think the important thing is not so much to improve yourself, but to improve others.
mhm,
And through improving others, you improve yourself.
yeah, it's the one thing I'm trying to think of the quote from Zig Ziglar about, you will get everything you want if you can help, if you learn to help others. And uh, Toastmasters International reminds me a lot of multi-level marketing, right? Because I've done the Pampered Chefs and the Mary Kays, and all of the things that you can think of about multi-level marketing. And I've done that, and it is definitely, for multi-level marketing, is to pull people up and to help them and to go up the chain. And it is very interesting that if you do these two paths, become a distinguished Toastmaster, and then you start all over again, and you can get that rank again. So I think that's really cool that you're able to do that, and it just doesn't stop there. And as you're climbing up the ladder to distinguished Toastmaster, you are serving. You were saying about being an example of a good Toastmaster, but you're also serving the district, the clubs, the Toastmasters International along the way as well. And it's a lot of fun, right? I mean, where else could you be on a morning live show, right? Facebook Live, and talking to people in Ireland and back east and Canada at the same time, right?
And you develop a web of friends that exceeds the number of people you could meet in. Say you go to work for a company that's got 20,000 employees, you don't meet the 20,000 employees.
Mm-hmm.
You might meet 100, but with Toastmasters, you're a Toastmaster with what 405,000 people
Yeah.
across the world or
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
and each of them are they're working on the same goals you are, and to improve each other and to improve people. I mean, it's not just to improve Toastmasters and Toastmasters clubs. I think that we impact everyone we meet with
Mm-hmm.
an example of our leadership, our development, our speaking, our skills. We carry that with us throughout life. And when you interact with someone, they want to become like you because you are poised when you speak. You're able to communicate well. You're able to interact with other people, and you have the experience that a lot of people don't get even in their job. If you have a job where you're managing 2 or 3 other people at work, then you only have what do you got a cat chasing chasing
No, I was just looking to see if the fan was on because I'm just burning up a little bit.
The thing that I receive from being in Toastmasters and becoming a distinguished Toastmaster is a web of friends that I work with and interact with that have also taught me how to be a better Toastmaster. So we learn from each other, but we share what we have.
Yeah, and we learn every single day of or every single time that we do encounter another Toastmaster, whether it's a meeting, a social event, we learn every single time something new about the person, something new about Toastmasters. The contests that we've been attending, there's so many talented people. There's so many skill set people and speaking and what they do in their jobs. It's just a abundance of different people that we are running into, and I'm so impressed that we have all come together, and it's not the same people that were, how do I want to say, assisting, helping with the contest. Wasn't the same people that are coming up on stage. It's different people. So that just gave me, attending all of the contests from area to division, and we're seeing different people and the excitement. That gave me, what do I want to say, faith. It gave me hope. It gave me encouragement.
Inspiring. Inspiring.
That, as much as the pandemic has kind of slowed us down, I think that it is actually moving forward. There's momentum, and it's got me excited about being a Toastmaster. I mean, some people are like, how much more excited could she be? But
well, pre-pandemic, I don't even think we would have been on the air because we weren't using Zoom. We had no interaction on the internet, and now we have clubs that we're meeting with across the world. Or you can join a club in England or France or Australia or anywhere if you want to get up in that time zone and go to a meeting. Those meetings are open to people to visit. For the most part, they're open. The only closed clubs we have are corporate clubs that are paid for by the corporation that are for the people who work there. And if you're an employer and you want to improve your employees, the greatest education you can give them is Toastmasters.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. Well, I was telling our club growth committee yesterday about how I think that I'm like, we're doing this all wrong. That, all of the ways that we're trying to open up the doors, I think that, it has to be with the members, and that we are ready to grow our members to distinguished Toastmasters. There's so many people that have been, Toastmasters for a couple of years that do not have their DTM. So now it's time to encourage them to get their distinguished Toastmaster. And the way to get that, right, we have to do our speech press, we have to do our youth leadership. If we get more involved, then we can get other people involved, who are not Toastmasters. If we get involved, we have to get other people involved. I think that when we announce our communication and leadership award at the conference, I think that's another way to get other people involved as well, that this person from the outside of our organization is getting recognized. So I think that it is definitely, Toastmasters has a lot of benefit to be able to grow their membership, and to be able to be proud of our accomplishments.
You're absolutely right, and it is an accomplishment that you can accomplish becoming a distinguished Toastmaster in like 3 years, 3 to 5 years is it's a number of speeches to give, but it's also working with others. That you become an area director, and you're then working with several different club presidents, and it's a building skill that you achieve, that you can't do it by just opening a book and learning. You have to actually be in the trenches to learn how to do it.
And I think, you hear or you see people getting their masters, and I'm not knocking getting masters and the education and the monies that they have to put out to get that diploma or to get their masters. And as the companies are paying for that education, some companies pay for that education. I think that that when you're a Toastmaster and you're learning to work and to identify and to work in teams, and as you're growing, because most of our jobs are to work as team, that corporations need to find a value in the way that we are working with teams. And hey, well, if they can do this on an organization that you don't get paid, right? How beneficial would it be to be able to have this person who's been a Toastmaster work in our organization, and they get paid for it too? Yeah. What? They get paid for it. Yeah. So I definitely am excited about our 2022-2023 year. That, I know that we're not done with this year yet, but as we are learning and growing and getting excited about next year, it's definitely going to benefit the last 2 months of this year.
So you're going to be an area director this coming term, right?
Division
director.
I think that's the goal.
Very good.
Yeah, it'll be division. That's the goal. I guess it's an elected position, and we may be running against a couple of people.
Yeah, so, the area directors are appointed by the district director.
Correct.
That the division and above are all elected positions.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get in the trenches and do fun things. The divisions did a great job on the contest. That's a number one thing that they're responsible for. And then just the information that needs to get to our members. I'm really excited about just having that communication and everything. So yeah.
So it was a fun time as area and division director when I served.
And the reason why he's bringing that up, because that's one of the things that one of the requirements that you need to have to put in your distinguished Toastmasters application is that you served in leadership for 12 months, correct?
Right, yep.
And I've already done 24 months, but in the leadership in the district level. So I am getting ready to serve another year, but as a division director, which I'm excited about. Yep. It's time to do something.
It's an important job. It's an important job.
Yeah, time to do something different, which I'm super excited about. So the next thing is, if you have any questions about Distinguished Toastmasters or Toastmasters International, being a member, just make sure you put it in the comments. Hey, sign me up. I want to be a part of that cool club.
Well, I think everybody's busy this morning. Nobody has put a comment on our Facebook page.
Oh, where's Carol?
Unless I'm in the wrong place. I mean, that's possible.
I don't think so. I think you're right on. So I think you're pretty cool on getting it, making sure you guys don't make that mistake very often anymore.
Hey, we used to get ourselves posted on the wrong page all the time.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, what time is it?
Yeah, we have like 7 minutes. But we did get on 2 minutes early. We should get off 2 minutes early.
The clock watchers. Well, one of the things that I wanted to also talk about is that we have our May 14th conference, which I
Right.
cannot believe that it is basically 10 days away. What? And today at 11:59 is the last time that you can register for the in-person con conference. It is, you guys, it is going to be a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
going to be educational. It's going to be informative. It's going to be fun, and we are going to mix and mingle, and it's. I'm just going to say you are missing out if you are not coming in person, but you will not miss out also if you're online, and
Right.
we'll also have that option as well. So in
Yeah, the streaming package, $25, and you get the whole conference on it.
Yeah.
So that's
and that's going to be fun, going to be fun, because we will have a Zoom master and with games and quizzes and just just like you were there. So all of our international people and national members will be able to join in on the
Right.
fun as if they were there.
Yeah.
And sometimes the seat may be better when you're online, but we do have our group, we have our contestants for our speakers, we have our for the speech contest, we have our keynote speaker, we have our communication speaker, and our leadership speaker as well, and our communications and leadership award recipient, and that is a person who is not a Toastmaster. So that is all bundled up in one day of fun. I'm excited to see who's going to be our international speaker and winner and move on to the next portion of it and be on stage of the World Champion of Public Speakers. I'm excited to also see who's going to win our evaluation contest. I am glad I did not have to judge any of that, because those contestants were spot on, energetic, fun, and I cannot wait to see who wins.
I got to be a judge at a couple of the area contests, so that was fun too.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So,
Just, get in there and participate. That's it.
yeah, I'm sad that we don't get to participate as district leaders, because now, after watching these people, I am excited that I can do this. Like, I can do this. I know what to say now. What to do.
Yeah, the evaluation contest is going to be good too, because you'll learn more techniques for evaluating other Toastmasters at your meeting.
And that's true, because now, after watching 2 months of evaluations, just the contest where you have to perform, not just, we're at our meeting, but Steven Seagal mentioned the other day that we are seasoned Toastmasters, and sometimes we don't want to hurt people's feelings, but it's not that. It's just taking them to the next level. So it's not hurting their feelings.
Right.
It's taking them to the next level of your speech, and that's what we're doing, of your presentation, and that's what we do. So if anyone, I love your presentation, it was perfect, and I don't know what else to say. No, there's something to say. Gene Williams always says that. There's always something to say.
90% of the evaluation is telling you what you did right.
Yeah.
And the other 10% is giving you a little bit to work on for the next speech. That's how we evaluate. And the biggest thing you get out of watching, I think, this is my opinion, what I think you get by watching other people at the contest level is you actually can get a feel for how to be a better evaluator by watching this.
Absolutely.
And that's the improvement you get from watching the contest.
And so for those of you who are members or even non-members who have missed out on the contest, and you're a Toastmasters member, you have missed out, because you have the opportunity to be able to see somebody other than your club members give an evaluation.
Right. Yeah. And at the club, it's all right, but a lot of times you have somebody say, "Well, Joe, last week you gave the speech, and I thought you did this, and the week before that you gave a speech, and I thought you did that." That's not the evaluation. The evaluation is the evaluation of the speech you just gave.
Yep.
And you can't go back in time and say, "Well, I thought you did it better last week," and no, that's not an evaluation.
Yeah.
It's how can I improve it?
Every time you do a presentation, it's how you improve it, not what you did last time.
Right.
Well, on that note, it is 6:29. Oh my gosh, look how time flies. 6:29.
It was fun too.
Yeah, it was fun. I love our conversations. I think we do a really good job. Somebody evaluate on that.
Yeah. Give us an evaluation of our evaluation of Toastmasters.
Yes. And tomorrow is Ken and Phyllis Tribby. And on Friday, it'll be Jean and Jean, the pair of Jeans. And we will see you next Wednesday. I am Jennifer Smith, Jean Dunford, and have a great Wednesday. It is Wednesday and hump day. Whoop, whoop. All right. Well, have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Great seeing you, Jennifer.
Nice seeing you too. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Trying to stop.
Take us off.